That kind of nerd. Let's start the show with comics, movies, and technology. Here we go, bringing you the segments that you're looking for, like Cape Talk, Screen to Stream, Tech Perspective, and more. Cast this nerd degree and the Blockbuster. Welcome to the club, 'cause you're that kind of nerd.
Welcome, listeners, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am, again, sick, CJ Mellon, joined by Josh Burns and Brian Thornton.
What up?
I refuse to participate with a sickie. Get your sickness on me through the internet.
I do think it's interesting, knowing that we've been we've recorded over 200 episodes. I can chart how often I'm sick every month. Because I can, oh wow, I actually get sick more than I thought I did. I could look back on the last episode where I was sick. Because I put in the show notes, sorry for CJ's voice, so I can just look at it and be like, oh, I was sick.
Always sorry for CJ's voice.
Well, let's start this show off because it is the first of the month. Therefore, Brian has been held up in his room alone with one lamp and putting together, handcrafted, guys, this month's Blockbuster.
June 7th. June 7th is a day in the month that has movies coming out. It has 3 movies coming out, one of which looks okay. X-Men Dark Phoenix comes out June 7th.
Yeah, I mean, that's a movie. I heard they had to reshoot half of this movie because it was too similar to Captain Marvel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently the twist of Captain Marvel, spoiler alert for Captain Marvel, that the aliens are the good guys, apparently was the initial plot of this movie.
Well, that's the initial plot of the comic.
Right.
The Shi'ar. Does that mean the Shi'ar are going to be in this movie?
I don't know.
I just got way more excited.
I have no idea.
Unless they changed it, then that sucks.
I will see this movie begrudgingly and not on opening weekend. I'll see it later, I think.
Then you are a fool.
Is anybody else excited about this Mindy Kaling movie?
Late night with
Yeah.
No, it's just a Mindy Kaling movie that I figured I'd put on here because we needed a little comedy.
About it.
A little comedy in our lives.
I didn't watch the trailer. What's the premise of this?
Emma Thompson
is a retiring late night host.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think she's being forced out.
She's being forced out, and they're trying to make a comeback. And Mindy Kaling's her writer.
Yeah. And it was written by Mindy Kaling.
This is an Amazon movie. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to theaters.
Yes, I know. Just
But it's
Amazon.
produced by Amazon.
Produced. Right.
Amazon bringing to you Late Night and My Robe on Monday.
They also brought the movie The Gringo, so take that with a grain of salt. No, thank you. I'll pass on this movie.
Also, June 7th, we have a sequel to an extremely mediocre movie that had a huge following for some reason. Secret Life of Pets 2 comes out.
I have
no desire.
I have very strong feelings about this franchise, and these are my personal views alone and don't reflect the views of anybody else. But I think it's highly inappropriate to kids. In the trailer, we've already talked about death and murder 4 times, just 4 times within 30 seconds. Are we going to die? Yeah, you're going to die. Oh, is he going to kill us? Yeah, he's going to kill you. Like, fuck this movie. I'm so sorry. I hate this shit. I didn't like the first one at all.
All right. Yeah,
I have strong feelings about it.
Normally I don't go for children in peril, but I didn't really classify that as children in peril. It was just sort of,
well, I mean, they're animals.
There's no children.
No. Yeah. I mean, like, in general, anything that would jeopardize a child's innocence.
Oh, right.
I'm steering them away from.
Yeah.
All right. June 14th also has some movies coming out. One of them being Men in Black International.
Yay!
Do we need to continue talking about this? We're all going to go see it, right?
No, everybody wants to see it.
Yes. All right, cool. Also coming out that day is The Dead Don't Die, which we've spoken about on this show.
We have, and I've said zombies are dumb, but the cast looks funny.
This has one of those things I'm just like, this looks interesting.
And like, I've watched, I've seen Zombieland. Obviously there's humor in there. Like, all right.
And that was a fan suggested movie to us. We had gotten this sent to us from a fan a few months ago. So
was it Austin or TD?
No, I think it was A-Rod Chambers.
Oh, I think you might be
A-Rod
right.
Chambers. Shaft comes out that day as well, so nobody's going to be seeing Shaft. No one wants to see Shaft. But June 24th has 2 of the most different movies, but same kind of premise ever. Toy Story 4 comes out on June 24th, as well as Child's Play. Both about toys that come to life.
Oh,
yeah.
But very different takes.
The very loose association.
Same premise. Yeah.
absolutely the same premise. Just one's trying to murder you.
I have zero desire to see Child's Play and can officially say hard pass.
Oh, that's sad. I can't wait to force you to go see it.
Hard pass. Same thing with the
Well-
next movie, Brian.
Yeah, on June 28th, we have another addition to the Conjuring universe coming out, which is Annabelle Comes Home, which I didn't even know existed until today.
Where was she?
You're
that
welcome.
She had to come home.
I
Where-
don't know. I'm
was
not
she on a
familiar
journey?
with the Conjuring
Nope.
universe.
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
I think this is a prequel of the prequel. I think this is a pre-equal.
I Googled it and nope.
It's a
Considering
puppet.
that some of this is based on like real like life stories.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole Conjuring universe is based off of the writings of two actual paranormal investigators who, actually wrote down this kind of stuff. But yeah,
They actually wrote down their fictional stories.
yes,
yeah,
indeed,
because
they did.
Sony had to go to court almost
Yeah.
to prove that this was real. That possessions and demons were real because it's based on a true story. Therefore, they could do it without paying them.
Yeah. So anyway, there's that. No.
Yeah.
But this universe is very, very confusing. So you have The Conjuring,
Right.
and then you have The Conjuring 2, which is a direct sequel.
Makes sense.
You have Annabelle,
Which
which
one
is
of these? Which one of these was the one with the VCR and the videotape?
That was The Ring. Which
That
is
was
Is
not
not
that the
this at
same
all.
thing?
No.
Oh,
I'm getting there. You have Annabelle, which was a prequel to The Conjuring.
Right.
And then you had the Annabelle sequel, which I believe was called Annabelle Creation, which was the prequel to Annabelle. Then you had The Nun, which came before all of it. And now you have Annabelle Comes Home, which I believe is somewhere slotted in the middle. You also, a month ago, had La Llorona, which came out, which is
What?
also in this Conjuring universe.
God.
Yeah, it's a lot. They're going to
That's-
have like a super ghost team up, and it's going to be like Avengers.
all of these
for
sound like
horror
these should be
movies.
like porn parodies of horror movies.
are there more of these than there are Saw movies?
I think so.
They're about
Right?
equal now, but Chris Rock is making a remake of Saw, so that's about
Wait, whoa.
change.
Rewind the tape there. What?
do you mean he's making it?
Yeah.
He's producing I think he's going to try and direct. Hang on.
Chris Rock, the comedian. Chris Rock.
Chris Rock is.
He was like, Jordan Peele
relaunching-
did this shit. I can do it too.
Yeah, Chris Rock is making a Saw spinoff, according to Variety. Here, I'll send you guys the link.
I don't think Chris Rock and Jordan Peele are on even ground there.
Me neither. I don't think they're on even ground either.
I think that's he's trying. Maybe.
I mean,
he's
nothing
good.
against maybe. Yeah, I was gonna say nothing against Chris Rock. I just,
You never know. Maybe he has a hidden talent for horror.
I mean, that's true. When you told
or
me,
like he's so dark, that's why he's so funny.
yeah, it's like
it's going to be a Saw spinoff.
this is ridiculous.
So
He's
I think this will be
rebooting
the
the Saw
ninth
franchise.
Saw movie.
He's rebooting it though. It's a
It's good.
reboot.
It's going to be released on October 23rd, 2020.
Wow, this is. I mean, okay. I mean, I won't see it, but
No
good luck
word on
you.
if he's trying to direct or if he's just producing. But yeah, that's a thing that's happening. You're welcome.
Okay. I
Glad I could tell you.
news you can use.
Anyway, that's the Blockbuster.
Not a stellar month.
No.
But Brian, with the Blockbuster,
You've got X-Men, you've got Men in Black. I mean, you got Toy Story 4. Those are three
you got
solid
three good
movies.
movies on this. But Brian, with the Blockbuster comes a promise that we give to our friends and subscribers on Patreon. What movies are we allowing them to vote on so we can see and then record a exclusive spoiler cast for our patrons on Patreon?
Those movies are X-Men Dark Phoenix, Men in Black International, The Dead Don't Die, and Shaft.
So, be kind. Be kind to us, please, you patrons and you listeners who maybe want to go check it out. If you want to vote and then this way, make us go see a movie, go to patreon.com/thatkindofnerd, join the tiers there, and you will get the opportunity to vote. And then we see a movie and record an episode just for you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to talk about the world of comics. See how it's affecting TV, see how it's affecting movies, but most of all, how is it affecting Brian? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk.
Cape Talk.
So Brian and I talked a few weeks ago about Umbrella Academy on Netflix, just saying how much we really, really enjoyed the series, the way that they used music. It's definitely on my recommendations of things to watch that's on Netflix. And Netflix and Dark Horse, the comic book house behind the Umbrella Academy, have joined forces and said that they're going to make more movies and more shows like Umbrella Academy. So sign me up.
Word. Yeah. So here's the cool thing about this. Dark Horse owns a couple different properties, one of them including Hellboy. Now, I don't think there's going to be a Hellboy series anytime soon.
Me neither.
But Hellboy did just have a movie come out that completely bombed.
Mm-hmm.
So the hope is there that maybe Lionsgate will give it up. And if Netflix does, like, I think Hellboy would be a perfect Netflix show. But Dark Horse also owns things like The Goon, which was pretty influential and kind of gritty and just, you know, a guy bashing dudes' faces in, which should be fun for a Netflix show. Usagi Yojimbo, the samurai bunny, who also has made an appearance on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What? Okay. Don't they also do Sin City?
Dark Horse does own Sin City. They also did The Mask. They also did...
Wait. The Mask, like the Jim Carrey The Mask?
Okay, that was based off of a comic book, CJ.
I didn't know that.
Produced by Dark Horse.
I had no idea.
Okay, well, The Mask was a comic book.
I thought it was a movie, then a comic book. I thought it was a flipped order of operations.
No,
cool.
it's comic book first.
Well, that would be nice to see on Netflix. Take a different, darker tone with the Mask.
Yeah, they do a lot of the Conan comic books. They do the Aliens and Alien versus Predator. Now I know that's not going to happen, but
Right.
I'm just listing off things.
So they've got a pretty good catalog.
They've got a pretty good catalog of stuff that is either original or they own the rights to do like comic book adaptations of, and if they can kind of work with whatever other licenses they need to make Netflix series, it'd be pretty sweet. Like there's a bunch of stuff that they do, and even just to your point, CJ, Sin City, you can get several seasons of a TV show out of that. I mean, as much as I really enjoyed the first two movies, you can take A Dame to Kill For and make it an 8-episode miniseries, and then the next season would be a completely different story, all taking place in Sin City. That would be awesome. I'm going to pitch that. Let's pitch that.
Yeah, we talked about that a little, doing that with Assassin's Creed, right? Taking Assassin's Creed storylines and following one person, one period, making that a limited series. Then you just do it again with new actors. You can cycle people out. So yeah, it'd be really cool to have that. Plus, Netflix has the budget to throw behind it and cast some good people. Josh, I know that you've got a hole in your Netflix heart after Daredevil and The Punisher and all that got canceled, and they're cutting ties with Marvel. Do you think this can fill the hole? Do you think this is the kind of material that could fill that gap?
Yeah, I think the material, I think the subject matter is right. And, Umbrella Academy, I was interested, and I thought we were supposed to start getting ratings on Netflix, but I can't see anything. So, it's rated well on IMDb. It's 8.1 with almost 70,000 rating. So clearly it's a good show. I just haven't been able to finish it. But I do think that the subject matter that Dark Horse has is incredibly compelling. And like Brian said, Sin City, that's kind of a niche audience, but a really good story. But they've got a bunch of other stuff.
By the way, Umbrella Academy got renewed for a second season.
Woo!
Good.
I'm a big fan of the way they use music in that show. Like it's just so freaking good.
The first time you'll ever hear me actually compliment a music choice in a piece of film. I'm not joking.
No, I know.
That's just not something I don't really care for or really pay attention to. But they used that's legit.
Because the big tentpole things right now on Netflix that I can think of for this year, for 2019, is Black Mirror, Glow Season 3, Stranger Things 4, and The Witcher. I think The Witcher is supposed to come out this year with Henry Cavill. And like us,
I think it is. I think so.
That I mean, and don't get me wrong, that's some good shows.
Plus
right
some of the stuff that they renewed, like I'm pretty sure Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is getting another season. Yes. Queer Eye is getting another season.
But I don't think that's coming out in 2019. I think those are 2020 programs.
I think Sabrina's getting a second season in 2019.
What I'm saying is, at some point, there needs to be more than 4, with the amount of content that's coming out on Netflix as well as other providers and Disney Plus right around the corner. You need more than 4 shows to draw people in. And there's a big, just like we talked about, it's a big gap left when Marvel pulled out of there. And I think Umbrella Academy is a bigger success than people thought it was going to be, and resonated with a lot of people that maybe they didn't think they were going to. And I think having this will pull those people in to watch the other programs. So I'm very interested in it. I think it's going to be an interesting time to go down.
I mean, they got plenty of content on there and coming. We'll talk about, something that might interest some people soon.
So since we just talked about, hey, comic book things coming to a streaming service, it's time to check in with our resident favorite comic book streaming service here on That Kind of Nerd and talk about DC Universe for a second. Because the Swamp Thing just got a trailer.
Yes, got a trailer this week.
The Swamp Thing's not supposed to be cool.
Swamp Thing looks cool.
Swamp Thing looks cool.
Josh, did you watch the trailer?
I sure did.
I really like the approach to take with this. So, I'm not extremely familiar with Swamp Thing as a character. I do want to go back and read the Alan Moore run because I hear it's legendary, and I know that this season is supposed to be based off of that. But it looks like Outbreak with Swamp Thing. It looks interesting. I'm bought in.
There's a good cast, a lot of familiar faces, which is cool for DC Universe. I'm still not interested.
Well, don't you just suck?
Oh, I do. No, I know.
You watch Doom Patrol?
I watched a few episodes of Doom Patrol.
Okay. Well, you should catch up with that. And then this drops today.
Yeah. I get it, but I have to. I have to finish Numbers, and then I have to watch The Flash season 5. But somewhere in there, I have to squeeze Chernobyl in.
Okay, it's real good.
First off, Chernobyl's only 5 episodes. You can hold off on that for a little bit.
I don't think I can. People are talking about it.
It's so good.
I have no desire.
Oh, dude.
I expect a full commentary on this season of The Flash on Monday when you're in the hotel room.
I'm not. I don't know. I don't know that I'm going to get there.
It's
I said, I just started season 6 of the final season of Numbers, which I've never watched. So this is a first time for me.
How many seasons of Numbers are there?
6
or 6.
Oh, jeez. Wow. 6. That's a lot.
So I gotta get through these 22 episodes.
And it's 22 episode seasons too, CJ, because it's a network show.
Yeah, and so that's going to take some time, and then probably Chernobyl, and then The Flash.
No, I don't accept that.
So, Brian, here's a question, because I know you've been digesting all the DC Universe originals. Are they tying in together? Are there links between this? Is it almost like an Arrowverse, or is this totally
between the shows?
Separate? Yes, between the shows.
Not that I've noticed so far. Why? What makes you? Well, no.
I know Doom Patrol.
I lied.
Okay. All
Doom
right.
Patrol made its first appearance on Titans.
On Titans, yes.
I don't see anything that's going to tie Swamp Thing in with it and with those two, if that's what you're asking.
Well,
me.
yeah, because my concern is the thing that we have with a lot of comic book series and stuff like this, especially on a one big place, is do I need to watch the other stuff in order to get it? So the less tie-ins, the easier it is to jump
Doom
in.
Patrol.
Right? Yeah. But hey, there's connections. That's fun. You get an extra level out of it.
Okay,
but I like the fact that it is not tied together. It's a little isolated.
Yeah, it's closed off. Okay.
Right.
Cool. You know what's also closed off with the exception of one episode every year? The Flash. Josh, watch The Flash. I'm so disappointed in you.
So since we're past that, I ordered the graphic novel Hush.
Oh, cha-ching.
Okay.
Nice.
Cha-ching. Absolutely. We talked about it. I ordered it. Put it on the coffee table there, and Christian goes, "You're not going to read that, are you?" And I'm like, no, I'm not.
You should.
Go ahead. And so he took it, read it that night.
Yeah, can I get Christian's review?
He said it was really good. He said there was a lot of smooching.
There was like 3 scenes of smooching.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, well, at some point, dude, you're going to have to get into it. So, I mean, where better to learn it than from Batman?
That's true.
But no, he really liked it. I didn't. I will read it. I looked at the first few pages of panels. The artwork is spectacular.
Oh yeah, it's Jim Lee. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's spectacular artwork. So yeah, I'm gonna read it. It's just gonna take me some time because All
right, right on. I will allow it. Can you please have Christian write up a 1-page essay summarizing and giving me his thoughts on the book?
He may actually do that.
I mean, tell him. I look forward to it. Give him my email address.
All
right. It's now time to turn our attention to the world of TV and movies in a segment that we call Screen to Stream. Netflix put out a trailer to The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. I'll put this right on here. I'm not a Dark Crystal fan. It was never my jam. Was never really my thing. I understand it's got a big cult following to it. It just wasn't my.
Josh, was Dark Crystal your thing?
So if I'm not mistaken, and I really hope I'm not, the Dark Crystal was a movie that my roommate's 3-year-old daughter watched nonstop.
Whoa.
And this is 2004. She was
movies from like the 80s.
Yeah, she was a little girl. She was 3 or 4, and she just watched this movie all the time. I never watched it because I caught a glimpse and I was like, I'm 24 years to be out drinking. And that was pretty much it. But I'll never forget Alex just sitting on the floor glued to the TV watching. If I'm mistaken about that and her mother hears this, I'm sorry. But I believe it was the Dark Crystal. That and Harry Potter. Those 2 things.
So Brian, were you a Dark Crystal fan? Was this something that came into your watching habits?
No, I was not.
All right.
No, it did not. Even though I was a Jim Henson fan.
I figured that we wouldn't have a strong attachment to this, so I reached out to a fan who had actually talked about Dark Crystals before, and I asked for his opinion on it. So I asked A-Rod Chambers, friend of the show, okay, man, tell me what you think about the trailer. He goes, this looks like it could be really amazing, assuming it's a sequel. The trailer, by the way, was edited terribly, and the audio needs to be fixed, and a lot of the transitions were jumpy and didn't hold my attention. However, if it's actually a prequel, then it's going to suffer from the same issue that all other prequels do, and that is that the technology now is way more advanced than it originally was, and that's going to bother a whole lot of people. The fact that the sets look like they've been ripped out of fucking Ferngully doesn't help, but everything else looks pretty amazing and pretty fantastic. So fingers crossed that it's a sequel.
Is he calling this Avatar?
No. Avatar is a steaming pile of garbage, Josh.
I heard Ferngully. So
it looks like the
Ferngully
sets
is
were
a
ripped
great
out of
movie.
Ferngully. Yes,
It's a
and
great
I'm feeling
movie
batty.
that Avatar ripped off.
I now hope that there is a rapping bat in this show. I would watch that. Just that
My
scene.
name is Batty. The logic is erratic. I can't remember the rest of the words.
Another trailer came out this week, and I'm really torn for this. Rambo: Last Blood, starring the 9,667-year-old Sylvester Stallone.
You see what they did there? Josh, do you
Yes.
see what they did there?
Oh, I see what they did
the
because it was
movie
First Blood.
was First Blood.
And now this is
movie
Last Blood,
Blood.
implying he's going to die.
Yeah.
Or just
disappear.
retire.
Right.
Well, he's already retired. He's like, I'll give my life, and I'm going to draw that blood.
Here's the thing, though, about this, and I watched the whole trailer. At no point does he put a headband
Right.
on.
Why don't think
Right,
he can?
Yeah.
So he's
His
actually
face will
just
fall
what's his character from The Expendables? He's just that guy.
Yeah, right.
I don't remember that guy.
He's not John Rambo if he doesn't have that long hair.
Maybe the
and
Last
and the
Blood is
headband.
implying he drops the headband.
And like,
He's
I
done
get
with
it. You're still, you're still skilled with the bow and arrow. You're reminding us that you're Rambo. But like, I didn't see him sharpening a giant knife.
Ooh,
Yeah, there was a scene.
There
of
was
him
a knife.
sharpening the knife.
Yeah,
Okay.
he had
Actually
it
on
like
a
strapped to
stone.
his thigh.
Yeah,
Maybe I
And
missed.
then he-
Maybe I missed the knife.
They spent a lot of time sharpening the knife.
And there's booby traps.
Yes,
like
lots
this
of
is
booby
all
traps.
making sense, right? Except how he looks. Where's your fucking headband? Rambo has a headband.
He does. It just seems like to me Sylvester Stallone's like, I'm just going to start retiring all of my old characters.
And that's what he's doing.
He's done with Rocky. He's going to be done with Rambo
Did you
after
see?
this.
I didn't notice this. And maybe I just wasn't aware of it all the other times. Balboa Productions, is that his production
Yes.
company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn. All right.
Yeah. So here's
So
the thing,
here's-
and I'm
Go
I'm a little sad about the retiring of his old characters. But like, if you're gonna retire Rambo and Rocky and then probably eventually Barney Ross from Expendables, God damn it! If I don't get a John Spartan,
I legit was just going to say, the hope is that he goes back to John Spartan.
I need another Demolition
And-
Man. I need it right now.
That would be amazing. And or maybe he revisits Judge Dredd and retires all of those characters.
And what we
as
can
well.
do is the same thing that Major League did. We just put Omar Epps in
Right.
and
Okay.
act like Willie Mays Hayes is the same guy.
There you
That's
go.
what we'll do.
Yeah.
I'm really upset. I'll be honest about this. That you guys didn't mention he's not retiring Lincoln Hawk. I mean, I don't know how you go.
Dude, Lincoln Hawk. No, he drove off into the sunset with his boy.
did?
He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to
He
retire.
doesn't need to
Hawks.
retire.
He doesn't need to. And
It's Hawk and Sons, man.
Referencing
Yeah.
Over the Top for those playing the home game. And if you don't know what Over the Top is,
But
he's
I
a
w-
truck driver arm wrestler.
Oh, dude, I love Over the Top so much.
I will also say, in honor of the filmography that Sylvester Stallone, they're remaking Cliffhanger as well, so he doesn't have
With
to revisit
him?
that
Isn't
as
it
well.
like a female?
It's a female,
Yeah.
so I don't know if they've cast the lead
Cliffhanger.
role yet.
But with women.
Yeah,
He should cameo.
He should cameo. He should cameo as his own self and then retire that one. We're just getting all sorts of sly. It's the 80s all over again.
The other set of movies that's a guilty pleasure is the Escape Plan movie. I don't know if you've watched these.
I've never seen them.
But like they are so.
Didn't one of them have
cheesy.
him and Batista in it? Dave Batista.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, the last one, the first one had him and Schwarzenegger.
That's right.
Yes, you have to watch these movies.
There's like 4 of them though. That's the thing.
I know. That's the great part. It's
How
like
many escape
Kickboxer.
plans? Hang on. Because they
Like,
all
you
like
gotta-
slyly come out and you never know that they actually came out
Right.
until it's too late. You can't stop it.
Now it's time for my favorite hobby where I go around the internet, I find the weird, I find the obscure, and then I ask these two yahoos for their tech perspective.
I'm more of a Google than a Yahoo.
So okay, fine. I asked these two Bings for their tech perspective. I recently got back into Pokemon Go the other week. My daughter saw something on Pokemon on TV, and next thing you know, I'm downloading Pokemon Go. So it's been wow, really? I was like halfway into the. Just gonna have to ride this out. It's not like my throat right now.
Pika, pika.
You gotta install the Pokemon theme modem. It really helps.
Tech perspective.
The Pokemon Company reveals a new Pokemon game called Pokemon Sleep. You know, a game about sleeping. So they're
The
hoping.
graphic I see here says Pokemon Go plus.
So that's a thing. So hold on. Pokemon is trying to do for sleeping what they did for walking and getting people out and active. They're trying to get
You
people
mean
to get
got
a good
everybody
night's sleep.
excited for maybe a year and then it just died
Dude,
off?
you know as well as I do that there are still people playing Pokemon Go
I get it.
religiously.
But no.
Do I have to battle in my sleep now?
I don't
Probably
know.
not. They'll probably promise that you could battle in your sleep, but never introduce it until 3 years later.
I gotta tell you, I don't want to have Pokemon jumping at me in my sleep.
So here's what I'm thinking, Josh. Here's what I've got. Here's just the thing to my brain ball idea. You buy another device. So you gotta buy a separate tracker called the Go Plus Plus. It looks like a little Pokeball. And that's a sleep monitoring device. And it's got an accelerometer in it. It connects with Bluetooth.
Oh, you take the thing, you put it up your ass,
There you go.
and you go to sleep.
Yep, you just track how long you fart when you sleep, and depending on the farts is how far you run, and then you get a Raichu. No, you put this thing under your
In the
pillow.
morning, you take it out, you look at it,
You wash it,
say,
you wash
oh,
it.
look, I slept real good.
No, you take this thing, you put it under your pillow, and it tracks the information about how long you're sleeping and rewards you somehow.
With Pokemon?
I don't know.
Do I have to be in like a 10-hour like sleep session to get like a Gyarados or something?
I
There's-
don't know.
Look, all right, there's two scenarios here. Either I'm sleeping on a very, very firm pillow
Right.
that this thing is never going to detect anything that I'm doing, or I'm sleeping on like 3 soft pillows. And again, this thing has no chance,
Yeah.
no chance whatsoever of knowing what I'm doing.
Wait, it goes under your pillow?
Here's what the CEO of the Pokemon Company said. Pokemon Sleep is coming sometime in 2020. This app will monitor users' sleep patterns and reward them for sleeping. Quote, the concept of this game is for players to look forward to waking up each morning. To do
No.
what? Why? I'm always happy to wake up because I'm on the right side of the grass.
First and foremost, my reward for sleeping is sleep. I love sleeping. It's one of my favorite
So
activities.
maybe you should get a Snorlax? I don't understand this. What is this company doing with my sleeping data? What are they doing with my sleeping data? Why do you need that?
I said sleeping is number 2 of my all-time favorite things to do. Number 1 being telling you all I'm going to watch shows that I have no intention on watching.
Hey, speaking of doing things that you don't intend on actually, doing anything with them later, Google Glass is back. Yay! What?
No, it's not.
Yeah, so Google Glass is coming back for an Enterprise Edition. Yeah, right. It's only $1,000
Like
this
Enterprise,
time.
like a business, or Enterprise like Star Trek?
So here's the idea. Are you ready for this?
No,
Brian?
no, you get a rental car with it.
Does it come with my own Riker?
They pick you up. They pick you up. That's the whole point.
I need a number 1. Do I get a number 1 with this?
No,
No.
you have to do a number 2.
Then who does number 2 work for?
Nice. Very good.
So here's the idea. You ready for this? This is the promise. The same thing that Microsoft is trying to promise to employees. You're working in a warehouse, right? And you've got a box, and you pick up the box and like, hey, go put it over there. And you're like, where? Just follow the Google Glass. It'll tell you where to put it. Oh, I go down here and I do this. Or, hey, are you putting something together in a factory? Yeah. Get these parts. I'll look at the parts that you have, and I'll tell you where they go and how to put things together. But I don't know if anyone remembers the first Google Glass.
Is it an IKEA
yes.
manual?
Yes, it's basically an IKEA manual.
Okay.
I don't understand. Like, no one wants this, right? Like, nobody wants this. Like, no one asked for this.
I got problems with this on a few
Ooh,
levels.
please.
And it's not the the thing where someone walks up to you and says a bunch of awful shit.
Like, hey, Google Lemon Party, and then you run away.
That's right.
We did that to
No,
somebody.
yeah, that's not actually my problem. My problem is I don't know what they can see that I'm seeing.
Mm.
And I have a real problem. Like, this thing is cloud connected. I don't know what they can see that I'm seeing.
Who is they?
I don't know.
Who is they? Google?
Them.
They.
The collective they.
They.
This is the same they that are watching your sleep with the Pokemon thing.
And I'm the guy on record saying, look at all my shit. I got nothing to hide. But that doesn't mean
you can just look at all my shit.
No. Look at anything I do online. I don't care. I have nothing to hide.
Yeah, but the thing is, you choose to do that stuff online instead of just going about your life.
That's right. And I'm not going to choose to put something on my face that anyone could use to monitor my perspective on life. I'm just nope.
Right. And then remember, this is when you're at work too. So who knows how this is gonna affect that.
Oh, there's all kinds of privacy concerns. I mean, and again, I'm not the privacy guy. I don't care. I'm like, for the most part, I'm so compartmentalized that you would never know anything I don't want you to know. People that have known me for 20 years, there's shit they have no idea.
Right. Like that guy in Reno, right? Just to watch him die.
Yeah, just to watch him die. Right. I'm never going to voluntarily invite people into my view of the world. That is
until Apple makes AR glasses.
No.
That.
It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen.
This is not the alley I thought you were going to go down.
My view.
Oh, I knew this was coming. Are you kidding?
My view of the world is mine and mine alone. What people hear from me differs based on our relationship and no other reason. And the only person that really knows most of me is my wife. Laura knows more about me than anyone else ever will, but she still doesn't know it all, and she doesn't get to know it all.
All right. Are we good now? We can breathe on?
No. I'm angry about these fucking glasses.
The good news, here's the thing.
That people
let me ask you a question.
Even wear them.
We knew people. We actually knew several people who had a first edition Google Glass, right? The ones that they swear everyone was going to wear on their faces.
Yeah,
right?
I tried it out. It made me go cross-eyed.
Right. We knew people who had it. And it went nowhere. And they're just like, hey, we're going to try it again. And we're going to go to a company and say, give us $1,000 to put this on your employees' faces. You think this is really going to, you really think this is going to be used in a workplace?
In a world where you think about something and it appears on your Facebook feed or your Twitter ads.
It's not, okay.
It
That's
does.
not how that works.
It is how you think about it, and it's there.
No,
all right.
And it's not like your phone is listening to you and then serving you dog food ads. That's
CJ,
not how that works.
I gotta tell you,
that's not how that works.
I don't agree with you.
I'm going Send you no.
No, I'm not, because I'm not going to read.
I know you're not going to read it because then you're going to think, oh, now more stuff is going to come up because I
believe what I believe.
Of course,
and I believe
We
I'm probably
just
on at
went
least.
through this, CJ. He feels things.
Why have facts when you have your feelings, right?
I'm on a couple lists, I'm sure. However, in a world where all your data is being mined all the time, why would you give them your perspective on the world? Why would you give them your private moments?
Well, if you're that concerned already, they already are in your private moments.
Dude, you need to stop talking to me, like, right now. This is...
Like, what do you think about... If you're that paranoid, what do you think is happening to the camera right now as you talk about it?
I get it, but this is an Apple device. I feel fine about it, but the other part is whatever. And you know what? I'm not doing anything wrong here, but, like, I don't want people to know what I do when I walk around.
What I'm saying is this, though. This will never become a reality. This will never be something.
Says you.
What? You've worked for many companies, right? And make other companies spend money on things that you offer. Do you really think that you could talk to a major company to say, drop $1,000 on a fragile pair of glasses to wear on your face, and it's going to be adopted widely? I know it's going to be one company that's going to do it.
They keep trying. If they eventually, when they keep trying, it's going to come to fruition.
Right, but
that's what happens.
But this is not it. This is not it. It's not happening with this. Google.
I'm overly emotional about this whole project.
Well, you know what? Let's get a palate cleanser. Okay. Let's just
an amuse bouche.
Let's do a little eye bleach or whatever it's called. Brian, I know this popped up on your newsfeed many a time, right? If you've watched Star Wars: A New Hope. There's the fight scene between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And, I mean, Alec Guinness was close to retiring, couldn't do backflips, couldn't do a whole lot of fighting. And that scene does not hold up. Even when you go back to some of the prequel stuff, it is just boring and slow as hell. Yep. So a fan took 2.5 years and redid and made his own fan edition of this fight. And it's pretty flippin' awesome. So this guy also took the audio from the original movie and put it on top of it, and even put their faces on the actors. It's actually really good.
Oh, that's different. Holy hell.
And then they intercut scenes from the original movie within this, too. So it's pretty good.
Oh, he's throwing barrels at him now. That's interesting. Yeah, this is much more like the Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan than it is the Alec Guinness Obi-Wan.
And they said they were inspired by the Vader scene in Rogue One, which is like the best Vader scene ever.
I didn't see it. That's another movie I've tried 4 times. I keep
just watch the Vader scene. That's all you need to watch. You're fine.
Dude, this fucking fight is badass. Are you kidding me?
Isn't it fantastic?
Holy shit. Oh, force push?
Punching each other in the face. I love that. They cut in the audio from Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, and Hayden Christensen, yeah.
Yep.
Holy shit, was that good.
So there have been many of these fan-made Star Wars things, Darth Maul movies and things like that. But what I like about this one is it really is inspired from the Vader scene from Rogue One right off the bat. I think it really puts the stakes up more. And then when you throw in the old, or I guess the new audio of Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, and tying that relationship together, seeing just kind of how far everything's come. It's just really powerful, and the fight is fantastic. The choreography on this is good. CGI is good. It's just a really interesting concept.
Yeah. Here's the problem. Now I want to reboot.
Sacrilege.
Don't you think Disney or Lucas has done enough? Do you really want to put this in there?
I understand what I'm saying is sacrilegious. It is totally sacrilegious.
What if I just download the movie and then just cut this scene in for you?
No. I like that. Now this is the Vader I need to see. We didn't ever get this Vader.
We got it in Rogue One.
In Rogue One, yeah. I just Google the Vader scene in Rogue One, Josh, because I know Rogue One was not in your movie, but the Vader scene in Rogue One will literally give you chills and a boner at the same time.
All right.
Yeah, we call that a choner.
Let's not name it. Let's not make that a thing.
It's already named.
Brian, what do you think about this? I know you're one of these people too. You see a lot of these things pop up online, and this one's been in your newsfeed and a whole lot of other things. What do you think now that you watched it?
I mean, this is legit. I really enjoyed it, actually. It's very well done. Normally, I don't watch this stuff because it's not well done. It's just...
Yeah, fan stuff is normally shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good fan stuff, but then there's just some trash. So this is impressive. I was very pleased. But I'm not going to say something as asinine as I want a reboot to Star Wars.
Sacrilegious.
All right, listeners, you got some homework now. Obviously, we want you to share this episode with your friends because sharing is the ultimate internet currency, and we thank you for your donation. Also, head over to our Patreon and vote for the movies that we're going to watch this month, and then we're going to do an exclusive spoiler cast just for you patrons. So go ahead and check that out. So thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work, and we will see you next week, and I will no longer be sick. So see you then.
Well, welcome to the club because you are that kind of nerd.
Hey, Josh, I went to the museum with my friend the other day,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
my God.
he goes, "Hey, is that your ex-girlfriend?" I'm like, oh, yeah, she's on the other side of the building. Are you gonna say hi to her? Nah, too much history between us.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Okay. You want to hear something worse?
Oh, please. Yes, let's get worse.
So I made the mistake of talking about something in front of CJ with somebody. We're talking about the wedding and everything, and the guy was like, "Oh, just elope, just elope." And enter CJ, who says,
You heard about the problems with the melons getting married, right? Cantaloupe.
I that would have lost me the dad joke
he
game.
giggled to himself for like 6 hours. He thought he was so fucking smart.
I'm still giggling about it. I went home and told my wife about it. She, of course, looked at me and goes, "You're such a loser. Do people find you funny at work?" It's like, yeah, they don't know you
Nobody.
yet.
Nah,
Nobody
that one
finds you
that one
funny at
got
work.
me. That was good. That was good. As dad jokes go.
So bad.
I left the last one on
I
the
just
last
looked
one.
at him in shame.
The last one of the day was on Brian's desk. I left it in written form, and it says, what do you call an overly cautious wolf? A werewolf.
But the,
Aware.
but the word away.
With the word aware.
I like language.
All right.
I have watched you float popcorn
I know, it's been amazing.
in butter.
In a pool
Like,
of
Oh
butter.
God, no!
Here, Brian's
of
approach.
happiness.
Here's let me just illustrate for everyone. Brian's approach. He's like, "I'll have a small popcorn, but can I have a second bag?" And they're like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, can I have a second bag? I want a small popcorn, but a large bag." And they're like, "Okay." And they dump the small. They give him both the bags, and he goes and he puts like a thin layer on the bottom, and then he butters it.
No.
And then he puts more popcorn, and then he butters it. And then he puts popcorn, and he butters it. And he repeats that process
Oh.
until everything is so saturated
How are you not dead?
in artery clogging
How are you
fluid
not dead?
I can't
That-
do it anymore.
You've probably been doing it for like 30 years.
that I think he probably, when we're not looking, has to use a spoon
Oh
to
my
eat this.
God.
I'm not sure how that popcorn doesn't disintegrate in that
Oh.
amount of liquid.
I feel
Yeah. Oh, and I'm watching
need to-
this.
I
I'm
need to
watching this whole
bathe.
shindig go down, and I'm like, I'm not even sure what the fuck to say.
Yeah.
We just ate dinner. Like, wow, what's happening?
oh my God.
Um,
You need help, sir.
and I'm and I'm
I
over
don't
here
anymore.
like.
I don't do it anymore.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
over here
yeah.
like I'm gonna have a couple of Zoe's M&Ms, like that's, and a water.
I'm gonna
please.
indulge with can I get 3 of the brown ones? There's no
Brian's
food
got
coloring.
a tub of soda
Ugh.
and popcorn floating in butter.
See, listen.
Yeah, that was great.
Ooh, wow. Wow.
And I don't understand the science of that butter. It evaporates and it just becomes salt.
It's not even butter. It's oil. It's oil. There's no butter in there. There's no dairy product. That's all chemicals and shit. You could spray that on like, a crop and everything would be fine. All the bugs would die and just go away.
chemicals.
Your corn is already pre-buttered.
Oh my god!
You put it in the microwave and it just explodes.
Honestly, I've never seen anything like
So
it.
gross.
So I'm just no. Popcorn is like
Ugh.
one of the worst things you could possibly put in your body. It just sits there.
That's so... oh,
Anyway, I
God.
don't do that anymore, for the record.
Okay, that's
before everybody
great.
starts blowing me up on Facebook.
First
Anymore.
off, you know...
Anymore, like less than 12 months ago. Anymore.
No. It's been almost 2 years now.
No.
Oh.
No,
No.
No, 18
no.
months.
Yeah.
All right.
Ugh.
All right.
Yeah,
Ugh.
something like that.
You know, like when you burp a lot and you're just like, oh, I'm probably going to throw up. That's what's been going on for the last like 2 minutes. It's
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
I'm burping a lot. It's going to come up in a minute.
You're just jealous.
No, I'm thinking of you.
jealous.
Here's what I'm
Can-
really
no.
thinking of, Brian. I'm
Can't
thinking of you
handle
with I'm thinking of you with the plastic bucket from AMC, like the annual bucket, just going.
I can't do that
"Fuck
anymore.
Right. And
I
just
can't get that bucket anymore
filling
because
it.
the butter like stains it like
Yeah, oh,
terribly.
yeah.
Like you
But
can't
here's the thing.
you can't ever clean
The
it.
only way that you know that, is because you've done it. You've done it, you shameful animal.
I did it for the first time and like the shit gets caked on after a while. Like you can't clean it.
You should be ashamed.
I'm not.
You should be
I
ashamed.
test the limits of things.
It's like the first time you put like pasta in Tupperware. That Tupperware's ruined.
Ruined.
It is ruined.
It's
ruined.
it's forever. It's stained. It's
Right.
just
That's why you gotta
it's
get black
stained.
Tupperware. You'll never notice.
Brian, if you can explain
He's
this
already run away.
construct.
He's already run
Oh,
away.
He has.
He's run away. You know what he's gonna do right now? He's gonna go. He's like, oh god, we were talking about that butter. I have some at my fucking house. I just need to go drink it if you don't mind. And if you don't mind, I may just pleasure myself by just rubbing it all over my body.
It's in my pantry, and I know that because it has no expiration
Right.
date.
You can buy that shit in the store now. You can buy it in the store, just so you know. If you really just want to be like, how can I kill myself at an accelerated
Does
rate?
the label have air quotes? Movie theater butter.
Butter. It's just the quotes around butter. There's a space
But-
too in between the T.
Movie theater air quotes butter.
It's BUT space TER.
There's a hyphen.
Like, why is there a spelling error that there's not an error, dude? It's
Butter.
not an error.
It's
Butter.
butter.
That's what it is. It should say butter. It should
Because
say
we can't
butter.
legally call
Can't
it
legally
butter.
call it butter. No, because it's not butter. You know when you buy
You know what?
I can't believe
There's-
it's not butter, but that's margarine and you're cool with it. This is what the fuck is this? How
There's
can
air
you call
quotes,
this butter?
There's air quotes and an asterisk, and on
Right.
the bottom of
And
the
a,
thing,
and a skull and crossbone. Like a surgeon's general warning on it.
like a pack of cigarettes. Yeah.
I have more than one lamp.
Do you?
I have
Oh,
three.
I love lamp.
love lamp.
I was gonna put you in a single room with a sad light bulb, but I realized that would be a little too dark.
like a
then
s- like a
just like the-
swinging, a
yeah,
swinging
because at the end of it,
pendulum light bulb.
Because when you're in that kind of room, it starts with one person putting together the blockbuster, then it is two people in the same room, and then it's one dead person putting together the blockbuster. I didn't want to do that to you, Brian.
Are we good, gentlemen?
No, we're not good gentlemen, but we are ready.
I'm a fancy gentleman.
That's true.
Hey, speaking of
I knew
fancy
it.
gentlemen,
God damn it!
did you get the link
Hold on.
to the robe, the summer robe that I sent you?
I did
thought-
get the link to the summer robe.
I thought we would get
need
at
your
least 10
review of
minutes
it,
into the
Josh. Have
show.
you ordered one yet?
Yeah, but only because Christian was like, "Get me this robe. I have money left on my Amazon gift card, mommy. Get me this robe. I want this
Is this
robe."
a Christian pick?
This is a Christian pick.
Ooh.
It's a hooded, lightweight robe.
It's hooded.
It's hooded. So, and Christian's he's like, "Get me this robe. I'm gonna be a Jedi."
Yeah. Yes. Shit. I didn't order it. I'm ordering it now. Hang on.
Listener, I just want to let you know
Hang
this
on.
happened 9 minutes into this podcast. We didn't get 10 minutes into this until we brought up a robe.
Oh
So
my gosh! It does.
I ordered the exact same robe. I didn't even I just went, okay, double XL, give me that. Cause a robe, you don't want a robe to be too snug. You know what I mean?
No, you don't. But I do want it to have a hood.
Yes, and it does. It has a hood.
It's like the best thing.
That's Christian's pick for the robe.
Oh
Christian's
my
pick of the
gosh.
robe. Ding.
I got.
Hold on.
It's
Brian,
got a
are you
little-
buying one?
Little pocket.
And that's
little
two.
drawstring.
That's two kachings that are needed for this one.
Oh my gosh! All right, add to cart.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, it's also telling me there's more robes I can buy. This robe is plaid.
I don't know. I'm always like, I look at plaid and I think that's going to be too warm.
Yeah,
And I know that has nothing
Wait,
to
what?
do
Yeah.
with it. I know.
It's the
I-
material,
listen,
not the pattern.
I know. But like, I immediately associate like flannel, like thick flannel.
I got news
with
for you,
plaid.
gentlemen. There is one on here that the description actually says it's a summer luxurious kimono robe.
Oh, that's kimono,
kimono's
though.
gonna be silken though. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
no.
like
I mean, but wouldn't you like a little silk on your naughty bits every once in a while?
I don't
Whoa.
know, dude. Like it's like super thin and like it'll show off everything under there.
That's true. That's very true. All right, I ordered my robe.
Attaboy.
Do you know that the dollar store is running out of helium? I went to the dollar store to go buy a balloon. They're like, we don't have any helium. I was like, oh, that's odd. I'll just go to a different dollar store. They're like, no, all the dollar stores have no helium right now. I was like, what?
Yeah. They're not buying it because of cost.
Really?
Yeah.
It's odd.
Global helium shortage. So
There's a
cost is
shortage
up.
of helium?
Yeah, apparently.
Just learn how to talk like this and half the helium is saved.